Thanks for tuning in to Power Forge and Workshop. I'm Garen. Today I'm going to do a little show and tell on a new toolbox in my shop. Now I found this on Facebook Marketplace for a fraction of the cost, I think, that they cost new, for a few $100s. I'm going to walk you through it and go over my plans for it, why I have it, etc. So it's comprised of 3 boxes. You got the main box here, there's a central box, and then a top box. And then there's a side box made by Kennedy as well. Now I bought this from a gentleman, a retired machinist, and if you've been following my videos, you understand that I'm moving from kind of like that analog blacksmith approach, and I want to learn how to do precision machining. So I needed this box to complement the SYIL X7 Mill. So yeah, I bought it off Facebook Marketplace from a retired machinist. I guess he doesn't want to do this stuff anymore. He wanted to clean out his garage and live the good retired life. Personally, I think the retired life is better doing machining. So okay, so let's talk about this. We'll start with the main box. It's got 7 drawers of differing sizes, from thin to larger. The bottom 2 drawers are a little worn out because you had heavier tools in here. But everything slides well. I oiled it up and it slides great. The side box, the Kennedy, has 6 drawers, all in perfect condition, all lockable, all keyed. And then this top box, let me unlock this. Has a plethora of little drawers, and I can imagine this is going to come in handy with measuring tools and all of my cutting tools, mills, drills, and all of that. Oh, and it opens up here. Some of the things that I want to do to this, and if you look closely, some of the paint is worn away over time. There's a little bit of rust. But I really like the color. I don't want to change that. I don't want to repaint this. So what I'm going to do with this surface, where the rust is I'm going to clean that out with I'll probably use paper towels and evapor rust to remove the rust, clean it all up, get a good paintable surface, and then just put a clear coat on, and I'm just going to embrace the age of this box. I really like it. Now inside the drawers, you'll notice that if this was once felt, these liners are completely worn out. So I'm going to clean out all the drawers, put in new felt for the tools, and I will have a really nice toolbox to use with the SYIL. Now speaking of the SYIL, let me move the camera over, and I want to show you real quickly some of the changes that I've made in the shop concerning the CNC Machine Mill. Here is the mill today. In a previous video, when I introduced this mill and powered it on, it was more in the center of the shop, kind of lined up between these windows. I was gone when it was delivered, and the rigger brought it in on a forklift, brought it straight in, and just dropped it right here. After getting it powered on and giving that introductory video, a gentleman commented, and I'm very thankful that he did, that it was over 2 expansion joints, as you can see here. After this was a single pour, and then they cut in these expansion joints. And the mill, which has 3 feet, or legs I guess, supporting feet, they were straddling on either side of these pads. So I rented a pallet jack from Ace Hardware. I believe it was rated at 6,000 pounds. It was a jet, and I moved it over here. It was it was pretty fun, quite the operation. And that poor little pallet jack, when I set this down, boy, it came down like a ton of bricks. But I had those feet perfectly aligned, and no problem. So now it's sitting here quite perfectly. Here's a look at those 3 adjustable feet. They're all on one, centered on this one single pad. And they all are indexed with this nut here, which you can quite easily turn with a socket to get your initial level. So I've done an initial level, and I'll have to look in the book, but they have intervals of when you should re-level the machine, and SYIL did a wonderful job setting it up. It's like a machinist jack, actually. Just turns very simply, and it's very easy to get your level. All right, so some of the next steps that I need to accomplish before I'm up and operational, besides learning how to use this, is I need to install an air compressor and then run the line to the SYIL so that I can run the automatic tool changer. And yesterday I received the air compressor in the mail. It's a California Air compressor, pretty sweet. And here's a shot of the box and the pallet it came in on yesterday. They brought it in, they had a drop lift, and I was able to use a dolly to roll it in here in the shop where it's sitting right now. And here shortly I'll be doing an unboxing video. I'll go over the compressor, why I chose it, and some of its capabilities. So after the air compressor is hooked up, I'm still going to need a lot of tools, fixtures, different things to get machining again, and knowledge. I'm a total novice. I've never taken a machine class, never took a machine class in high school even. So I'm totally new to this, and because of that, I decided to go to school. I'm taking a precision machining technology class. I just started yesterday. Counting today, I've been there twice. Just kind of as a pre-class, and then next week we start in earnest on manual machining, manual lathes. We'll get into Mastercam, SolidWorks, and CNC lathes and machine mills. Today they gave me this wonderful toolbox, part of my tuition. So this will make a small dent in the things that I'll need to start machining. So part of the kit, I've got a little drill and tap reference card, which is nice. They gave me a little ruler, which they said I'll probably never use, but thank you anyway. Made in Japan. And I'm gonna butcher some of these names, by the way. Oh, that's magnetic. This is a Mighty Mag. I guess we're doing a little show and tell, guys. Mighty Mag, made in the USA. That I could probably use with some type of dial indicator. Here is an edge finder that they gave me. A set of metric Allens with the hex ball end at one end. Looks like a carbide, no, high speed steel cut off for the lathe. And some of the more exciting stuff, well, I have a lot of calculators now. I still have the Texas Instrument calculator that I used in high school in the early 90s. Well, late 80s, early 90s. I even used it in college. Still works, but hey, I got a new one. Okay, this is, I have no idea what. Let's look. Little styrofoam box. Okay. A little dial indicator. Pretty cool. So I have a German Shepherd and her hair has already made it into here. Go figure. Hairy beasts. Wonderful beasts, but hairy. We have probably dial caliper. Let's look. Mitutoyo. That is what all of these tools, that's the brand of all these tools. Little dial caliper, pretty cool. I've never had one with this edge reference. I don't know if you can see that, but this little edge is raised. Pretty nice. It's actually pretty cool to go completely old school, to start from, you know, manual. I have digital calipers, but it's really cool to go back to basics and then build up from there. They also gave me, it looks like, an analog micrometer. I'm gonna have to get my reading glasses out every time I want to read this, but I believe it has a, yep, it extends out to tenths of a thou. So pretty accurate if you use it right. In here we have another indicator with, looks like, articulating attachments to get it where you need to measure. And again, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I understand the concepts, so it'd be really great to learn from some experienced teachers. And this bad boy, this is by Dasqua. It's a big magnetic base, I believe, with some articulating arms. Nice. And you know, I had this stuff all on my list. I'm not going to put it back, but I've had this on a list of things that I'm going to need, and I didn't even know I was going to get this toolbox today, so it was a big bonus. I believe that, if you can believe a student, but someone said that it costs about $700 for everything together. Again, don't quote me on that, but it's definitely money I don't have to spend. Once again, I use my GI Bill, my post 9/11 GI Bill through the military to pay for the school, and so I didn't pay for anything. They pay the tuition to the school directly. And then lastly, a toolbox within a toolbox. I got this Mitutoyo wooden box to hold some of these tools that I was presented with today. Calipers, micrometer. Pretty cool. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. A little show and tell, some toolboxes, some tools, a new air compressor, move the mill. Things are progressing. It's pretty exciting, and looking forward to making some chips on this thing. Slow and steady. I don't want to make mistakes at the school and limit them here. Have a great day. Catch you all later. Bye.